Hopefully, the Indians' visit to Minute Maid Park in Houston will be better than the last time they visited Houston, where the Astros beat up on the Tribe in the divisional series a year ago. Michael Brantley spent 10 years in an Indians uniform, over 1,000 games, almost 1,200 career hits, and countless relationships formed. He was catching up, reminiscing with his old teammates before the game today. Now, they stand on opposing sides of the diamond. Indians Astros here on Sportstime Ohio. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Michael Brantley was such a great hitter, such a patient hitter, and such a consistent hitter. That's why they called him Dr. Smooth.
Well, we watched him for 10 years, and I'll tell you, he is off to another good start here with his new ball club, the Houston Astros. He's inserted into the number 4 hole, and boy, does he fit nicely there because he hits over the whole field. And I'll tell you, don't be surprised if he hits with more power in this ballpark because the ball carries here down the lines. Doesn't matter which way, but Michael doesn't change his focus. He's hitting .315, and you look at his career numbers, well over 1,000 games, and he has almost 1,200 hits. This is a guy that would fit into any lineup, no matter where he plays.
Arch, one of Michael Brantley's former proteges is off to a slow start, Jose Ramirez, but coming off a 3-hit performance yesterday, could that be the kind of game that maybe gets him going?
We certainly hope so, because yesterday he had 3 hits, he had 4 RBIs, he left the ballpark, so it's a good sign. He's been working very hard at trying to get things together, stay within himself. I think the more he starts taking pitches, and if they have to pitch to him, he's going to do some damage. It was a good start for yesterday, and hopefully in this series we need him a whole lot, so hopefully it does. It gets him jump-started.
Well, Trevor Bauer will be on the hill for the Indians tonight, facing off against his old UCLA Bruin teammate Garrett Cole. And Trevor Bauer can't wait to face his old buddy Michael Brantley. More on that coming up when we return. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Hubot WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By your Northern Ohio Honda dealers, made in Ohio, Ohio proud. And by Spectrum Mobile. Spectrum Mobile has unlimited talk, text, and data. Save up to 40%. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today. Very good place for Trevor Bauer to pitch. The Indian starter goes up against the Astros, the team in which he is 7-0 against all time in the regular season. And here at Minute Maid Park, he has a 1.45 ERA in 3 starts against the Astros.
Yeah, good thing for Trevor Bauer, and I think he relishes this situation coming into a ballpark like this where he has had success last year in Cleveland. He matched up. It was the same matchup with Garrett Cole, and he went out there through a career high in pitches, but it was a great game. It ended up no decisions for either one of them, but Trevor looks for the spotlight and looks for the moment, and you couldn't have a better guy starting this first game of a 4-game series out for you.
Let's go downstairs to Andre Knott. Dre, a lot has been made of the acrimonious relationship between Bauer and his old college teammate Garrett Cole, but he's got another old teammate that he can't wait to face here tonight.
Yes, he does. He has an old friend in Michael Brantley that he cannot wait to face. In the 5 years that he was teammates with Michael, they sat and talked about pitching and hitting a ton. I sat down and I asked him, what will that matter when he gets in the box here tonight?
Mostly it's Brant. We've talked a lot over the years about how this meeting is going to go. I'm trying to figure out in my head. You know, he's pretty good. I'll give him that. I don't want to, but I have to. I'm trying to figure out how to win the mind game. I might throw the first pitch like 15 feet behind him and just like point at him and laugh, or I might like tell him every single pitch that's coming, or I don't know. But I got to get him swinging a curveball in the dirt. He says he's going to walk. I say I'm going to punch him out on a curveball in the dirt, so we'll see who wins.
I got to zero it all out only because I never seen them actually throw to me. I seen what they did to a lot of hitters and how dominant they were. They're a great pitching staff over there. I got the luxury of watching and playing with them, and we know that we're going to have to go out there and play a good ball game to beat them. They're a special team, and I look forward to playing tonight.
There is a ton of respect on both sides for both of these teams and players. Yes, Trevor Bauer is ready as he plays with the microphone. Trevor came in, and he was like a little kid when he came into the clubhouse about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. He is ready for this matchup, not just because of who's on the mound for the Astros, but he wants to show that he's one of the best pitchers in baseball tonight going against this Astros lineup.
Definitely a test, a challenge, if you will, for the Tribe facing the Houston Astros. And we'll be back with the play-by-play coming up next. Where the Indians make their first and only trip of the year to play the Astros. And Houston has taken the field behind their starting pitcher, Garrett Cole, as Carlos Santana gets ready to lead the Indians offense tonight.
And Garrett Cole is our Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher for the Astros. He's 1-3 this year in a high 5.22 ERA, and a lot of that has to do in his last start. He faced, their partners in state, the Texas Rangers, and he only went 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 9 hits and 9 runs in those 4 1/3 innings. He had a 43-pitch first inning and gave up 5 runs. That's the worst start he's ever had since being an Astro, and I'm sure he's going to want to come back and have something to say about it today. In his career, he's 1-0 in 2 starts against the Indians. He and Trevor Bauer matched up last year. We'll see who has the upper hand today.
Terry Francona's starting lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor will lead it off. Leonis Martin in the 2-hole. Jose Ramirez, coming off a 3-hit performance yesterday, will bat third. Then it's Carlos Santana, Carlos Gonzalez, and Jason Kipnis. Jake Bowers, Roberto Perez, and Greg Allen batting ninth.
And defensively for the Astros, they've made 12 errors on the year. Michael Brantley in left field, Tony Kemp in center, Josh Reddick over and right. On the infield, it'll be Alex Bregman at third, Carlos Correa at short, Jose Altuve is at second, Yuli Gurriel is at first, Robinson Chirinos behind the plate.
Mark Ripperger will call the balls and strikes. Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief, down at first. Brian O'Nora at second. James Hoy at third. And we're ready to go. On a beautiful night here in Houston, Texas. The roof is open. Clear skies overhead. Boy, is this a welcome change of pace for us.
Yes, it is. This is beautiful. This is baseball weather.
Garrett Cole, his first pitch is up high, ball 1. The Astros open with a 3-man shift right side of the infield. Alex Bregman, third baseman, in on the grass. On the left side is Lindor, feigning bunt, looks at a fastball in off the plate, 2-0.
Be nice if the Indians could get something on the board here in the first after the start he had his last outing. This is a guy normally tough on left-handed hitters. He struck out 37, almost 38% of the left-handers he's faced this year, and had a 162 batting average to lefties last year.
Lindor, a bouncer to second right at Altuve. 1 down. Our stats with Lowe's tonight. The Major League's best record when scoring first. The Indians 11-2 already on the year. So important for the Tribe, and this is nothing new really. They've had a trend over the last several years where when they score first, they are very tough to beat.
Yeah, you give a good pitching staff a lead, and they know how to hold on to it.
Martin, last 14 games, has batted .309 with 2 doubles, 3 home runs. And he went up for that high fastball, but it's out of the strike zone, couldn't get to it.
Yeah, that's not one you're going to catch up to at 96 miles per hour. Cole has the good curveball. He has excellent stuff.
Fouled right back.
Went right back up there, belt high. And when you live up there and you get to 2 strikes, you can change the eye level and go downstairs with a curveball where they'll get a lot of strikeouts. There it is.
Call the strike, bottom of the zone. Martin is out, number 2. First K for Cole, who's at 45 on the year.
Well, when you look at it on this Nissan pitch tracker, it's going to be the breaking ball, and it starts out as a little slider, and it starts at the knees, and that's just a nasty pitch after seeing the 2 before that at 96 up above the belt.
Here is Jose Ramirez. Looks at a ball down low. By inning, the first inning this year has been the Indians' best as a team. Their best batting average, their most hits and their most runs scored all have been in the first inning. A 275 team mark. Their 14 runs scored, by far the most, and 25 total hits amassed in the first inning. Up off the glove and to the backstop, 2-0. Or make that 3-0 now for Ramirez. Once again, the shift is on for Jose. Crushes it deep, but foul.
Yeah, you can see he's ready to turn on anything. You have a count in your favor, and the green light was on and a little bit out in front.
Fouled back. And now the count is full. That was 97 miles an hour right at the top of the strike zone. And when I think back to last October, that's what Garrett Cole looked like that whole game when he just overpowered the Indians in 7 innings, striking out 12 Indians hitters, giving up just 3 hits. 3-2 offering. Got in on his hands, but he fights it off. We'll do it again. Again, the 3-2. Down and in, ball 4, and the Indians have their first base runner. And it will bring up Carlos Santana.
And just more positive signs for Jose,
Yeah.
you know, to get on base. Every time you can get that, you get the walk. He's been in a pretty good groove and having some quality at bats.
To your point, Rick, in his last 9 games, he has 7 runs batted in, and he's also taken 7 walks.
Bingo. That's, to me, but he's showing his patience and, you know, moving on. More veterans in this lineup, in the Indians lineup now, and once Lindor gets his feet underneath him and Gonzalez, it can only help.
Carlos Santana got off to a tremendous start for the Indians this year, and they needed it. I mean, he really was carrying the offense through the first 2.5, 3 weeks of the season. Currently 0 for his last 13. There goes Jose Ramirez. Pitches up high. Good throw, but not in time. Jose able to avoid the tag of Carlos Correa. Jose has the 7th stolen base of the year.
He has not been caught yet, and he's on a mission, boy. When he gets on, he's thinking second base all the time. And the throw is a little high from Chirinos behind the plate, and you see by the time they tag him, his hand is on the base. They're looking like they may want to.
Couldn't tell, did he get the tag on the leg, or did he? I think
they want to check it.
He may have nicked him if he did, and if he did, in fact, make contact with him, they might have him out.
You know, that's always a tough call for, I think, an umpire, because the throw is high and you see the runner's arms extended out, and by the time that tag, you can't see both, if the hand's on the base and where he is tagged at. As you said, if he tagged him.
A.J. Hinch and the Astros will fire their challenge here in the first inning. They must have had a pretty good feeling about it.
You would think so. From this angle, let's see. Does that tag him? That's close. But from that angle, you can't really tell if he touches him.
Boy, even if he does from that angle, it looks like
I think he's going to be safe from what I've seen at that angle. Here's the better angle.
See, I don't think there's conclusive evidence to say he got him.
I agree with that. As far as, you know, touching the pant leg or the strings, they don't count if it's on the glove. Well, we'll see. And you're right. This is with 2 outs in the first inning. You're talking about 90 feet here. But you can see Now Tito coming out. He wants to talk to the home plate umpire.
Well, this is taking a while, so the guys in New York that are taking a look at this maybe having a tough time coming up with anything conclusive. But usually, at least this year, we've seen quick replay results, and they've come to a decision.
Yeah, they couldn't find anything, so he will get his 7th stolen base.
And his 100th career stolen base for Jose Ramirez.
All right, so they have an opportunity now with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, and the man that has all the numbers is at the plate to try and get him home now. That has been the theme for the Indians, 2-out scoring, a lot of it. That's when they've been at their best this year.
With 2 outs and runners in scoring position, the Indians as a team are batting .309. With nobody out as a team, they're hitting .192. I asked Terry about that before the game. I said if he could make any sense out of how those two things could be, and he's like, no, if we could have figured that out, we would have done something about it a long time ago.
It is hard to figure out, but the 2-out base hit always seems to be the toughest base hit to get. Now, whatever difference, when you get guys in scoring position, it's nice when you can hit.
And there's ball 4. One of the things I can say is that I went back and kind of dug into it a little bit deeper. Carlos Santana has a large number of those 2-out hits with runners in scoring position. And you know, that makes sense. He's batting in the middle of your order. You figure he's going to come up with those kinds of opportunities. So when you have your best hitters
in those situations,
then you expect those numbers to be at least pretty good. But in the Indians' case, it's the best in the majors. It's not just pretty good. They're better than anybody else.
Yeah, with 2 outs. Yeah, it's hard to figure out.
If they can get the rest of the offense to start
kicking in,
they'll be all right. Carlos Gonzalez takes the pitch up high, ball 1. All of a sudden, Garrett Cole, after 2 quick outs, walked Ramirez, walked Santana. Now it's ball 1 to Cargo. He's reached base in all 7 games he's played with the Tribe. Slow curveball, that misses. 2-0.
Well, he's thrown more balls than strikes in this inning. 22 pitches, 13 of them have been balls. And boy, would this be nice to get a base hit here to get on the board after he's the one that put the guys on base with the walks. Take advantage of every situation against this team.
Swung through it 98 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's getting upset now. He's rearing back.
Well, he's probably having flashbacks to his last start in which he needed 43 pitches to get through that first inning against the Rangers.
Yeah. That was a very windy day down in Texas, down in Arlington. It was I was watching some of that game.
Boy, that's inside. He missed 3-1.
Well, this pitch is not, if it misses, it's not by much. You see it's in off the plate a little bit. Chirino's trying to bring it back. You got to see a heater here, don't you?
He got one, 99 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's tuning it up. He's pulling it up back, and he's saying, let's go. And that's right borderline. You can't, if you take it, it could be called a strike. It's too close to take. But when you got guys on base, you take a healthy cut, but he got it by him at 99.
With him supplying the power in the short porch in left field, he just make contact. It might shoot out the other way tonight.
Yes, it could.
Runners go on the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out. 99 miles an hour. So Garrett Cole wobbles through the first. Indians do not score.
On the starting pitcher for the Tribe, and Bauer making the start against Houston. He has been brilliant in his career. 7-0 in 8 starts against Houston. In this ballpark, 3-0 with a 1.45 ERA.
A.J. Hinch is starting lineup for Houston. George Springer will DH and lead off. Then it's Jose Altuve, followed by Alex Bregman. Red hot Michael Brantley, a 10-game hitting streak, batting cleanup, followed by Carlos Correa and Yuli Gurriel. Josh Reddick is scorching hot. Robinson Chirinos, Tony Kemp batting ninth. Josh Reddick leading the American League in batting average. Here's George Springer. Ground ball right at third baseman Jose Ramirez. And Springer retired for out number 1.
Let's check that Tribe defense, brought to you by Conrad's in the outfield. Greg Allen gets the start in left field tonight. It'll be Martin in center, Gonzalez over on right. On the infield, Ramirez and Lindor on the left side. Kipnis Santana is on the right with Roberto Perez behind the dish.
Jose Altuve. 2 years ago, the American League MVP.
Yeah,
to the fastball for a strike.
Back to being healthy again. His legs are underneath him. He's been on some kind of tear. As far as the long ball goes, he has 9 home runs already and 20 RBIs.
Upstairs with an off-speed pitch.
The Astros, they have played outstanding baseball in their home ballpark. They're 8-1 at home this year. They love hitting in this ballpark.
Checked his swing and fouls it off. It's weird though. They're 8-1, but this is only the second time they've been home. They opened on the road,
right,
with a 7-game series. They came home for 6 games. Then they went back on the road for a long 3-city trip to the West Coast down to Texas, and then came home to face Minnesota, now the Indians. Ground ball right at Lindor. And Altuve retired 2 away. Today's storyline is brought to you by Wayside Furniture. It's the UCLA Duel Part 2. Trevor Bauer facing off against Garrett Cole. And this matchup, Bauer versus Bregman. Bregman, of course, was the Astros MVP a year ago. And was a one-man wrecking crew in the division series.
Yeah. He's sits in that lineup beautifully. He can hit second. But this year, Altuve's back healthy. So they have him hitting second. They've got a pretty strong lineup. When you look at the first 6 guys in their lineup, they're all basically everyday players. They don't platoon or anything like that. It's pretty much set in stone if they're healthy.
Oh, good curveball. Just a ball width high, maybe. 2-0. Bregman has hit in 6 straight games, going 8 for his last 20. Another curveball. This one finds the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Carlos Santana and Alex Bregman, 2 and 3 in on-base percentage behind Mike Trout of the Angels. Another curveball. That's in there for a strike. 2-2.
Steady diet of the hooks, I see. Looks like another one's coming. That's a little sweeper. He wanted him to chase after that ball, and he did not. That one had a little more tilt to it going side to side than straight down.
Let's see if he stays right with it. The payoff pitch came with a heater, and Bregman following it back. You know, we often talk about location, how important it is. There was a case where that fastball was right down the middle of the plate.
But he didn't see one in the whole at bat, so he didn't know the velocity of it or the jump it has on that. So he probably was expecting him to think curveball.
He walks him. And so we'll get our first matchup between Trevor Bauer and Michael Brantley with 2 outs here in the first inning. Brantley riding a 10-game hitting streak. And as you heard from Andre, the comments before about who was going to win the battle, Bauer said, I'm going to try to strike him out. Well, Brantley's one of the toughest guys to strike out in baseball. We saw that for years with Cleveland. He has the 5th best strikeout rate among active players. He strikes out fewer than 11% of the time when he comes to the plate. So
starts him off with a changeup too.
It's a good battle here.
Well, and that's why Michael has always been that good of a hitter, because he uses the field. He never tries to do too much. He stays back on the ball. He gets a good look at it. That's why he's got a great eye, and he never changes his approach. You know, when the count goes in his favor or not, comes back with another changeup, and he spit on it. You know, I think right there, Trevor's thinking, all right, he's got to look for my fastball. But he knows Trevor doesn't like to throw his fastball a whole lot. Three in a row.
Well, Michael Brantley had the luxury of watching this Indians pitching staff for years. But it's a little different, I think, as he admitted to Andre. It's a little different when you step in the box and have to face him.
Yeah, you're in that batter's box. You just got to get a look, and you pick up motion, delivery.
There's the fastball to Santana, and he'll take it himself. So round 1 goes to Bauer, and after an inning, no score. If you excuse me, I've got to make a phone call to my good friend Chris Paul of the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, they
moved
clinched
on.
and move on last night here in the ball game.
Come on, Chris, pick up. Hey, nice game last night. Great job. You were fantastic. Carlos Carrasco ran into James Harden today while he was out and about on night, doing a little shopping here in downtown Houston. Somebody asked Carlos, "Did you touch the beard?" He said, "No." Jason Kipnis cuts and misses. It's a 1-1. Kip batting .308. Garrett Cole has the velocity dialed up tonight.
Yes, he does. Well, he's had a tough time with that breaking ball, but you know, if he gets it, if he reels it in, he's going to be tough. He was missing the strike zone in the first inning.
Let's go down to Andre.
Couple things on Cole. You guys talk about the win in that Texas game in his last start. That was his worst start as a pro. The other thing, in the offseason, he worked on changing up his delivery, his set motion. He felt like against the Rangers he was tipping pitches a little bit. And talking to A.J. Hinch before the game, A.J. said he's not worried about it, but that is something that he's dealing with right now. In the offseason, he was raising his hands a little bit higher. He thinks that was tipping pitches in his last start. That was one of the issues he was dealing with. Off-speed pitches against lefties is the main goal that he has tonight.
Okay. And as I mentioned earlier, Andre, he's been very successful against left-handers.
Yes.
And, you know, it doesn't matter. He struck out more left-handed batters than anybody last year. He held him to a 162 batting average. And we throw a steady diet of lefties in there.
Well, Hinch thought this would be the perfect team for him to go against.
Yep.
Not just because of the lefties, but he says, hey, with the intensity of going against Bauer, coming off that last start, we want Cole starting this game against the Indians.
Well, they got their wish. The Indians get their wish in this matchup.
Ball and 2 strikes on Jake Bauers. 8 hits in his last 8 games. He took a fastball for a called third strike. 3 Ks for Cole. 2 down in the inning. Our stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. And when you look at strikeout rate since 2018, Blake Snell, number 1, Chris Sale, then Cookie, Bauer, Cole.
Wow. First 2 are left-handers, last 3 are righties. That's pretty awesome. Over 130 are strikeouts.
Roberto Perez. And a foul right back, 0-2. All time, the Indians have played well against the Houston Astros. They are 35-24. The 0-2 up high. Last year, they split 4 games at home in Cleveland. Lost 2 out of 3 here in Houston during the regular season. That split in Cleveland was a hard-earned split as the Indians had to come from behind in the finale. Throw to first, retires Perez. The Indians go 1-2-3, no score, middle of the second.
Live or on demand with .tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to stream live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for the details.
Bottom of the second inning here in Houston. Carlos Correa to lead off for the Astros. Correa has hit in 6 straight games. The Astros have 5 of their starting 9 tonight. 5 players have hitting streaks of at least 6 games or more.
This guy's homered in 3 of the last 4 games and has an extra base hit in his last 6 games. So it's just not singles.
There's another one. Now a 7-game hitting streak for Carlos Correa as he leads off the second with the Astros' first hit.
Going to get a slider here, but that was middle of the plate. An easy pitch for him to just speed up his bat and find the hole between short and third. Didn't get it away enough. So the first hit of the ball game.
And we'll bring up Yuli Gurriel. As they say, even when a lineup is hot, somebody has to make the outs. And Yuli has made most of them here of late. He's 0 for his last 12.
Well, everybody can't stay out in the lineup at one time. They've got enough guys swinging well. They're leading the league in batting average, on base percentage. This is an offense that has been firing on a lot of the cylinders. You know, they started off slowly, but boy, once they got home, they put it back together. The guy on deck is the one that's surprising everybody, Josh Reddick. Gurriel had last night off against the Twins. Michael Brantley DH'd, and Reddick moved up a slot into the number 6 hole, and he's been swinging it very well.
Double play ball to Lindor. There's one. Kipnis fires on to Santana. And the Tribe turns 2.
Love the ground balls coming off the bats. Yeah, look at the splits, Matty, between home and away for these guys.
Wow, almost 2.5 runs more per game.
Really, they got off to a slow start, but when they got home, they take advantage of it. When you look at guys like Altuve and Springer and a lot of these guys, they love this ballpark, and there's a lot of offense. The ball shoots down the lines here. You know, you keep it away from center field where it's the deepest part, and you got a pretty good chance of finding some gaps, and down the lines you got a chance to find some homers.
It looks pretty calm here tonight in terms of the breeze, but I know in talking to at least one Houston Astro, as a team, they like it better when the roof is closed. As the ball hit the center field.
There you go. That's all day long.
Martin reaches up and makes a catch and hangs on to end the inning. This is a heck of a play by Martin. A good jump. Almost got over his head.
It's never too late to buy season tickets, including select plans that guarantee access to this summer's All-Star Game. All season ticket plans feature big savings on box office prices and postseason priority. Visit Indians.com, or you can call 216-420-HITS for more details.
Greg Allen will lead off for the Indians here in the third. No score. Greg Allen 3 for 6 in his last 2 games with a double, 2 runs scored, 2 runs driven in. Shoots that right back. Almost exploded our microphone. 0-2 the count. Francisco Lindor to follow then Leonis Martin here in the third. Slow hook struck him out. 4 Ks for Cole, first time through the order. He did walk a pair in the first inning, but it looks like he has his command back now. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys.
I'm surprised the whole thing isn't the Yankees.
Elk and Elk. Cameron Maben not injured, but he is off to New York. He was acquired by the Yankees to try and shore up some of their injury issues.
Yeah, he's going right to the big leagues for him. That's how Frazier was injured yesterday, twisted an ankle. 13 guys on the disabled list for the Yankees. Can you imagine?
That's crazy.
That's got to be the largest number ever, I would think. Never heard that many guys on the disabled list at one time.
Or the injured list, for that matter.
What'd you say?
I said, or the injured list. For
yeah,
that
the
matter.
IL. That's it.
I.O.
Thanks, Andre.
I'm just trying to save you. Garrett Cole, he's just firing BBs right now. 98 miles an hour, and that's 5 strikeouts.
This is just flat out when you can, and that one he wanted a little higher, but that one's right there. He challenged him. That's down towards the middle, but 98 miles an hour with some giddy up on it.
I'll say it again, though, when guys throwing this hard, you don't have to swing as hard.
No, that's true, but when you see that ball, you figure you got to get it started a little quicker sometimes.
Martin called out on strikes back in the first inning. Already 31 of his 46 pitches have been 95 or above, and most of them above. Well above.
Yeah, and when those 95, they're up in the strike zone, too.
That's the part easier said than done. But that's the pitch they have to try and lay off, is that one that's at the top of the zone or even above.
And then he throws 199 that's down the low part, but it's a little dart. That's right.
Martin clobbers one deep right field and gone, a home run. Leonis Martin, his 4th home run of the year, and the Indians strike first. Take a 1-0 lead here in the 3rd inning. Well, Martin, all 4 of his home runs now have come in the last 15 games. Our Spectrum Mobile replay.
Boy, he got a fastball that was coming in, and he turned on it. Oh, my goodness. That was middle third of the plate, and he gets it just over. And I tell you, it carries down the lines here. Nothing Reddick could do about it. Gets into about the 2nd row.
And Jose Ramirez with a scorching line drive caught by Yuli Gurriel to end the inning. One swing of the bat, and the Indians have the lead.
Park, the world's biggest playable baseball festival. This is a reimagined fan experience, blends together baseball, softball, music, food, technology, shopping, fashion, and just about everything. MLB All-Stars included. Visit allstargame.com for ticket information.
Trevor Bauer handed a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. He's got Robinson Chirinos, Tony Kemp, George Springer due up for the Astros. Fastball is high, ball 1. Chirinos, among American League catchers, is number 1 in doubles. He has 7 of them. Fly ball, right center field. Cargo back and makes the catch. Oh, the warning track for out number 1. When you talk about Trevor Bauer and Garrett Cole, I guess they'll be always linked to the fact that they were college teammates. And not only that, but Cole went number 1 overall in the 2011 draft, and 2 picks later, Trevor Bauer was selected.
Yeah, Cole to the Pirates.
Bauer to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yes, indeed.
There's a high pop. Shallow left. Out goes Lindor. In comes Greg Allen. And there are 2 away.
You know, and they matched up in that game they started last year in Cleveland. Neither pitcher got the decision, but that was the wild game. If you remember, Allen, I think, hit the walk-off home run.
Yeah, and without looking, I think Bauer gave up 3 or 4. Cole gave up 3 or 4.
Yeah, right.
And it ended up 10-9.
Yeah, it was a 10-9 game. He went 7 1/3. Cole went 7, and game never ended. I think that was the game that Jose Ramirez had the at-bat of the year.
Yes.
18 pitches.
Fouled about 9 off in a row.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a fun game.
In the end.
Well, and if you remember, it looked like they were going to win it in the 9th when Jose Ramirez hit a rocket to first and Gurriel robbed him.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he started that inning and almost ended it. Ended the game. Yeah, very entertaining baseball game.
Swing, and it just did get a piece of it. You know, say what you will about the division series last year, and I know it stung for Indians fans, and you know it was disappointing. You get all that way, and then boom, you get swept out of the postseason. But in games 1 and 2, I don't think you could pitch any better than Verlander and Cole did. I mean, they would have beaten anybody in baseball the way they pitched in those first 2 games.
Well, that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? You get into those playoffs, and you get those hot pitchers. Sure does. And then Springer ended up having a game in Game 3, hitting a couple of home runs in that ball game in Cleveland.
I really thought after that, I thought they're going to go back and win it all again. But they didn't pitch quite as well in that next round. They ended up getting sent home. And so their big theme this year is take it back. They want the World Championship back here in Houston.
It's not an easy.
That is long gone. I mean, maybe out of the ballpark. Yep. Up over the railroad tracks and gone for George Springer, his 8th home run of the year. We're tied at 1.
This guy's a leadoff hitter, only for one time a game, and then after that he turns into, seems like a number 4 hitter. Not a good pitch by Bauer, so they answer. Look at that. That curveball started out behind him, and he ends up hitting it out of the ballpark. I mean, if it was closed, it would have been back into play somewhere, but that's out on the streets. And a 2-out home run by Houston ties the game, so we're back at 1.
Altuve going the other way, and that's pretty deep. Carlos Gonzalez makes the grab just shy of the wall, and the inning is over. 1-1 through 3 in Houston. 7th. They're trying to take 3 out of 4 from the Indians, but in the bottom of the 9th, Jose Ramirez with an at-bat for the ages.
No doubt about it. It's one of the best at-bats I've ever seen. And ended up leading it off with a double off the wall.
And it pumped up his entire dugout.
That scored 5 runs that inning, and he almost won the game. As you mentioned, with the catch by Gurriel, it was really a tremendous inning. And I'm sure whoever was there remembers it very well. And if not, you were watching it. You can't forget it.
Kind of get the feeling watching the way this first 3 innings have gone that the hitters on both sides figure, look, we're not going to string together 3 or 4 hits against these guys, so let's just try to catch one flush and play home run derby today.
Yeah, well, so far they've done that. 2-out home runs for each team. Martin got one for the Indians, but then back comes Houston. They answered. Springer had an answer. There you go.
Santana beating the shift. Brantley over to cut it off, and he'll hold Carlos to a long leadoff single.
Well, and he stayed on it, and it's a breaking ball as well. So he just stayed on it. It makes it, I think, a little easier to take it that way. It was elevated, and a really good job. I would like to see him challenge Michael right there to see if he could get into second, but you don't want to be thrown out. But leadoff single.
Well, here's Carlos Gonzalez. Struck out his first time up. And he looks at it. That might have been a changeup, but it was up high. Weak ground ball hit to Bregman. He'll go to second. There's one. And down to first, a double play. Leonis Martin's home run back in the 3rd inning. A second look on StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Yeah, that one just gets in it. That was hit about 340 feet. But it counts as a run. You can pull it and hit it down that line. That goes out easier. Theirs might have went 440 40 feet, and it only counted for one as well.
Jason Kipnis pulls that pitch foul. One ball, one strike. And Kipnis. That 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and at times it's been 97 to 99, but when he's been up in the strike zone, right at the top of that strike zone box, or even a little bit above,
yes,
he's been untouchable.
Yeah, you cannot get on top of that ball.
Stays right with it. He has struck out 6 in 4 innings of work, and we are tied at 1. Postseason play, they decided that Trevor Bauer is sort of a secret weapon. Use him out of the bullpen instead of having him start games. He did good, except Alex Bregman was a real pain in his side. He had 3 at-bats against Bauer, and he got him twice, once for a home run.
Yeah, but you see regular season, he was just 2 for 10 with a couple of doubles, but 2 for 3 in the postseason.
Trevor walked him first time up. Big chopper up the gut. Kipnis is there. One down here in the 4th. T-Mobile connection to the game. Highest batting average since 2014 belongs to Jose Altuve.
Right behind him, Brantley, J.D. Martinez. Of course, Joey Votto's up there. Daniel Murphy. Got to get Murphy in.
Now here's Michael Brantley. Line drive and a base hit in the center field.
He was waiting for the fastball first pitch that time. He's first at bat, he started him off with 3 changeups and then threw the fastball. Michael wasn't going to spot him anything. And usually when he gets after that first pitch, he does a good job hitting the baseball. If it doesn't go for a hit, he hits it hard somewhere because he's usually so patient. So a 1-out single, a 3rd hit for Houston.
Well, not only does Brantley have an 11-game hitting streak, but he's now reached safely in 17 in a row. So
I know it. We know that. He's consistent. Very rarely does he go a couple of games without a hit or reaching base. This is the guy that when you have Altuve healthy and you've got Brantley in this lineup, it takes pressure off this guy, the young shortstop. He struggled and had some injuries last year. You know, he's getting it rolling a little bit. You mentioned he's got a 7-game hitting streak and an extra base hit in his last 6 to this point. And he's been shooting the ball the other way as well. He's been going line to line.
Roberto blocks it well.
He got
Throw to second. Brantley's a dead duck.
Yeah, don't go on Roberto. He jumped on that ball quickly. Well done. But as a base runner, when you see that ball go in the dirt, and Michael did, he didn't hesitate. He took off running. You got to give Perez credit for getting that ball quickly, and once he gets it, he knows he's going to get him at second base. He jumped on it in a hurry. Good play.
For those of you keeping score at home, and I'm sure there are one or two of you, that's not a caught stealing. He'll go down on the book as out trying to advance.
Nice pitch.
Wow. What was wrong with that, huh? A little high, maybe?
A little high. Yeah. Where that dot comes in, maybe it went past. I don't know. I don't know how you don't swing at that pitch. You see it because it's slowing down for you.
3-1 fastball. That finds the zone. Full count for Carlos Correa.
Guys like the ball down in the strike zone nowadays. A lot of hitters. So they can elevate it. I used to think a pitch up in the zone was easier to hit it in the air.
One ball game here. Bottom of the fourth, 2 down. 3-2 pitch. And just missed for ball 4. Second walk for Bauer. Now, just a reminder, if you're enjoying a cold one, stay tuned later in the game for our Miller Lite Hold True moment. Yuli Gurriel. Slow hook that Gurriel lets go by. And they count 1-1.
Gurriel's not a bad breaking ball hitter by any means. He loves to hit right-handers. He's better than righties than lefties.
Well, there was a high fastball, and he's able to foul it back. 2-2. Him up to left field. Greg Allen makes the catch. And after 4 in Houston, the Indians and the Astros are tied at 1. Cleveland Indians baseball is due by the 2019 Kia Sorento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. And by your Chevy Network dealers. Visit ClickChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Minute Maid Park in Houston, where the Indians and Astros are tied at 1. 5th inning, Jake Bauers will lead off. He was called out on strikes his first time up and looks at a fastball down low. There's a fly ball left field. Back is Brantley on the track at the wall. He's out of room, and it's out of here. The Indians take the lead on a solo home run by Jake Bauers, his 3rd of the year.
What you talking about, that sort of short swing and just catch one where you can go to left field, you see it fly into the Crawford boxes? Beautiful. Nice swing right there, and he gets the home run. So the Indians will retake the lead. All home runs in this. Watch this. This is a nice swing, but watch, it carries enough. That ball's out over the plate, 96. But he was short to the baseball, got underneath it, and that just, I think, hit in the first row and came right back.
Roberto Perez looks at a pitch down and away for ball one. So Jake Bauers, 9 hits in his last 9 games now with a couple of home runs, 7 runs driven in. Roberto goes upstairs, can't catch up to it. It's 1-1. There's that 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and that has been very effective for Garrett Cole here tonight. And it's something that has gone down in recent years for Garrett Cole in terms of the usage of his fastball from one year to the next. Maybe just incrementally, but overall percentage-wise, it's been going down, and he has struck out 7 now on the night. And to Andre's point earlier about tipping pitches, I've always been fascinated by that concept. And I guess it depends on maybe where it comes out from, tipping your pitches. He was saying that I think I was tipping my pitches, and the big reason was, he gave up 9 hits in that inning. 4 were on fastballs, 5 were on breaking balls. So he said they weren't sitting on any one thing. They were on everything, which maybe made him rethink whatever he was doing.
Well, if he's bringing his hands up high, let's say on the fastball, and not as high on the breaking ball, then he's tipping everything he has, every pitch.
Yeah.
And as a hitter, if you know when the breaking, you look fastball, you adjust to the breaking ball. But if you know it's coming, you can sit back a little bit. You eliminate a little bit of that doubt that's in your mind, and it'll give you a much better swing, I think, on a pitch, especially when you're throwing the ball like Garrett Cole could throw it.
Well, so far tonight, 66 pitches, 42 of them have been fastballs. So he's gone back to riding the express.
But I believe this guy can throw more fastballs than he's throwing. He's messing around half the time. Last at bat with Allen, he got him out with a breaking ball, but I think these guys want strikeouts. But this guy, if he could throw it, I think that fastball to Greg Allen all day long, and I don't think Greg could put one in play. It's just tough getting the barrel head of the bat out in front.
Threw it by him 98 miles an hour, and that's his 8th strikeout of the night. Al Pulaski is in our downtown studios in Cleveland, Ohio, with a Ganley Subaru game break. All right, thanks a lot, Al. I think there's a number of hitters that we've seen throughout baseball where you're waiting for certain guys to get going.
Those hitters are too good. There's a lot of hitters that are not swinging it now, but they're too good. They'll get it rolling. They'll be back.
Lindor out front, pops it up. Brantley makes the catch. Another home run, a solo shot one more time. Jake Bauers puts the Indians back on top, 2-1. As we go to the bottom of the thing, first down to Andre.
Well, we've talked about the emotion of playing former teammates, whether it be Michael Brantley or Josh Tomlin, and you're right, Matt. This won't be a caught stealing, but when you see Roberto Perez react to this, talking to Brantley, he won't do this when he throws guys out, but this meant a lot to him going against Brantley. It's been fun watching these guys kind of chatter with him when they get a chance. It's been a fun other part of this close game so far.
A mutual respect on both sides, no doubt about it. For a lot of these Indians players, they cut their teeth at the big league level, and Brantley was their veteran, their wise sage.
He was the core guy.
Roberto Perez just ran out of room.
Well,
He thought he was going to have a play on it.
You know what? Reddick did too, because he was walking back to the dugout and he saw it going back in the first row, and he gets new life. He hit the ball right on the nose in his first at-bat. That, I think, fooled Martin out in center field. He had to make a diving, not a diving catch, but he had to leap for it at the end to make it.
And Carlos Santana takes another hit away from him.
Yeah.
So he's hit it on the screws both times tonight.
Guy's leading the league in hitting coming into the night.
But you said it before, Arch. You said it's kind of surprising to see Josh Reddick at the top of the leaderboard.
You know
How
what?
about the guy that's in second place, Tim Anderson of the White Sox?
I know it. I'll tell you, and he's hit 2 balls tonight. Could be 2 for 2, but he's in a really good frame of mind right now, and he's swinging it well, but nothing to show for it. Yeah, Tim Anderson's been hot. He's had some really good games so far this year.
Robinson Chirinos, he flied to deep right. He tried to go the other way. And he put Carlos Gonzalez on the warning track back in the 3rd inning.
Well, he's a guy that, remember he was catching with the Rangers, and they had some good battles with Houston. Houston used to wear out the Rangers, but now they signed him as a catcher, and he's got pretty good pop. He's done most of the catching this year. He's caught, this is game number 17.
Just a bit outside. 3 out of 8. Couple of home runs for Chirinos against Trevor Bauer.
Max Stassi is their other catcher. Yes, he can hit a breaking ball too. Don't hang him one.
Bauer has walked 2 tonight and given up 3 hits.
You know, the amazing thing, has not struck out anybody yet. But you look at his pitch count. You go back to his last start, and he had 120 pitches in that game against Atlanta, trying to strike everybody out.
Yeah, a little more efficient here tonight.
Yes.
Hopefully that plays throughout the game for Trevor.
Yeah, this is a tough team to strike out, but they're aggressive, and they'll get after you early, too. They're one of the best hitting teams, the best hitting team average-wise in the league, but they don't strike out much either.
But to your point, the Indians as a starting staff came into tonight's game #1 in baseball with 155 strikeouts. The next closest team to them in the American League, the Houston Astros, who started the night 9 strikeouts behind them. Cole has struck out 8 tonight.
All right, so they're
closing the gap.
Yes, they are. They're 1 away. You can have strikeouts. I'd like to see Bauer go into the ball game if they can pitch. And our starters try to do that every game. Go 7 innings, if not more.
Well, I think it's imperative tonight, as well as Bauer is pitching, for him to try and go deeper maybe than usual. I mean, I'm talking 7, maybe into the 8th inning. And I say that because Houston is a team that they absolutely destroy people from the 7th inning on. They're outscoring their opponents this year 35-18 from the 7th inning on.
Okay, well, 2-1 then. And you got to have the lead going in to keep their back end of the bullpen out of the game. There's 2 back end guys that are unbelievable this year.
Tony Kemp strikes out, and that's the first one for Bauer. 2 down here in the inning. But see, a 3-pitch strikeout I have no problem with, because that's absolutely efficient.
And he got Kemp to chase one out of the zone right there, break a ball down and in.
But I know what you were saying. I'd rather see a guy get, outs on 3 pitches or less and pitch deeper into the game, as opposed to striking out 12 and you're out in the 5th or 6th inning because your pitch count's so high.
Exactly. There's the point in time for strikeouts that'll come into play during the course of a ball game.
George Springer was trying to tie it up, but couldn't get to that fastball.
Well, you see, he's trying to hit one out of the ballpark with the big swing, because he slowed it down for him and hung a breaking ball that he hit out of the ballpark completely. There's a good curveball there. Here comes the slider on StatCast. And he knew it as soon as it left the bat. 6 seconds it was up in the air, and it was 411 feet, and it looked like it was a lot farther than that.
You're right. The eye, when you look at it sitting here,
yeah.
Anytime you leave the facility,
yeah. I really like this place when it's opened up, to be honest with you. You know, when the roof's open and it's a beautiful night out. This is baseball weather, and we've got a very good baseball game going on.
You mentioned the home run by Jake Bauers, just barely got into the Crawford boxes. Yeah. Springer's home run ended up on Crawford Street.
Yeah.
That's the street that runs out behind left field.
Both Indians home runs. Martin first row, second row bounce back in play. Bauers did the same thing, so it doesn't matter how far they go.
You're right.
They count for one run.
The tail of the tape is just for fun.
Yeah, it's for all the people now.
Two-two pitch. Swung on and missed. Hayes struck him out. Springer goes down to a knee. Trevor Bauer with a couple of Ks, his first of the night. And after 5, it's now Cleveland 2, Houston 1. Continues. Next game tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Corey Kluber, Colin McHugh. Indians live. Alan Jensen at 7:30. First pitch at 8 right here on Sportstime Ohio and streaming on Fox Sports Go. April in the Ohio.
Boy, we are
well-oiled machine.
Yeah, look out.
We go to the 6th inning. And Leonis Martin will lead it off. He homered in the 3rd to get the Indians on the board. Garrett Cole, 44 out of 70 pitches for strikes, make it 45 out of 71.
Well, he hit the fastball off Cole the last time up, and he made a mistake with it on the inner part of the plate, but he came right back and said, okay, he knew he didn't locate that ball that well, and he threw a fastball by him right there. And then comes back with a changeup.
1 down. Mid-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. It's been home run or nothing tonight. Martin shot it out of here to deep right field. And then George Springer tied it with a massive home run. But then Jake Bauers put Cleveland back on top.
Yeah, that's all the action so far.
Both pitchers are throwing the ball well. They're just doing it differently. Cole has been all about power and trying to just blow it by people. He's fanned 8. Bauer's really done a nice job of changing speeds, locations. He's just kept the Astros hitters off balance for most of the night. 2 down. And he's been more efficient. Carlos Santana walked in the 1st, singled in the 4th. I mentioned in his first time up that he was 0 for his last 13. You didn't think that was going to last much longer because he's just been swinging it so well this year.
Well, in that hit, he put a really nice stroke to left field on a breaking ball to make him stay on it.
Out of play. The Indians have done a great job when it gets to 2 outs of putting runs on the scoreboard. Better than 50% of their runs have scored with 2 outs. I mentioned earlier about
can't figure it out either.
Hit batting with runners in scoring position in 2 outs. They're number 1 in the majors.
Ooh, that's a really nice slow breaking ball there. You got to give him that pitch.
Kind of slipped on his delivery there. Just lost his lead leg. Just can look like it slipped a little bit when he went to plant. That gets everybody in the dugout nerved up, though. Well, you see that happening.
Don't know if he tried to throw one maybe too hard or he just lost his footing.
Santana sends a high drive to center. Tony Kemp is there, and the Indians go 1-2-3. We'll move to the bottom of the sixth. 2-1 Cleveland.
Including savings into Tribe Rewards. Today's Tribe Rewards code is BUNT. Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Jose Altuve leading off the bottom of the sixth for the Astros. He's 0 for 2. Alex Bregman is next. Michael Brantley due up third. Fastball up and in, knocked him back a little bit.
Solid pitch right there. First pitch, man. Altuve off the plate, not a big guy. About 5'6", but he likes to stride into everything, so that pitch is not as far in as it looks. Yeah, you see, that way it keeps him from leaning out over that plate, looking for something away for that split second.
Now we're missing a little high. 2-1. Jose Altuve, 6 times an All-Star, 3 times a batting champ.
Good pitch, just off the dish. He's looking in there. That was a pretty good pitch.
And the crazy thing about Altuve being a batting champion is sometimes batting champs are made because they have such a great eye. They can take pitches.
Yeah,
he swings at everything.
He doesn't walk. He does here. That's not what you want him to do, boy, a leadoff walk.
I shouldn't say he swings at everything. He can hit everything when he wants to. Our great clip of the game from yesterday, Jeffrey Rodriguez. What a performance he turned in for the Tribe, going 7 innings, giving up a run on 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 3, made 91 pitches. And even though he was sent back to make room for an extra relief pitcher, there's no doubt, in my mind anyway, that he's going to be the 5th starter going forward.
Well,
when that turn comes around again.
13 ground ball outs. You're right. A couple more off days left, but he'll be back. He's earned the right to get out on the hill again. No question about it.
Breaking ball in there for strike 1 to Alex Bregman. He walked in the first, grounded out his last time up. Line to Kipnis. The throw back to first, but Altuve was easily back in. And there's 1 down here in the 6th. It's going to bring up Michael Brantley, who lined the first pitch he saw in the 4th inning back into center field for a base hit. You mentioned it at the time. He's very good when he swings at the first pitch. To your point, in his career, he is a .369 average when he swings and puts the first pitch in play.
Because he's such a good hitter, he knows what's coming. And he sits on it. If he gets it, he doesn't miss it. But he's a very patient hitter. Normally, he doesn't like to swing at the first pitch, but if he does, he's pretty sure what's coming. He may be sitting on a breaking ball here after hitting that last fastball off on the first pitch.
Altuve's hit so many home runs this year, he hasn't been on first enough to really steal a bunch. He's a guy that will steal when he can. He's stolen 1. He's been caught once so far this year.
Yeah. The leg problems last year, so he didn't run a whole lot, but he can definitely steal a base. He was one of the best going few years ago when it comes to stealing bases. And Michael's a guy certainly that can take pitches and go deep into the count should he choose to run. But I don't think Michael's been swinging the bat so well, he may not want to take off here.
Curveball missed up high.
That's what I thought he was going to get first pitch after hitting that first fastball.
There's the curveball, and he just bloops it in the left. So 2 on with 1 out.
That's a case of just fighting it off. He might have been looking for a breaking ball, and he says, I'm going to take it the other way. But, you know, he never strides. So those hands, he kept his hands back and just pushes it off and into left field. And it's not hit hard. You can see he jams himself, but he was just waiting on that baseball all along. Never strides. Left that foot down, but gets the base hit. He has 2 now, back-to-back hits. And the Astros now with something cooking here with 1 out. Bauer's been getting some ground balls so they could use a ground ball double play like he had back in the 2nd inning.
Where the Indians have chased that high fastball all night long from Garrett Cole, the Astros have been able to lay off a lot of the pitches that have been borderline or up just out of the strike zone tonight. Not that time, though. 95 right at the top, and he wanted it. Couldn't get to it. Two and 1. Back into the seats.
I like this. He hasn't given him any swinging room. Even though he was behind in the count, he's going to stay in on him, not let him extend the arms. It's a pretty good idea.
About to make his 80th pitch of the night, but he knows that this is a huge spot in the ballgame.
Yeah, you want to get that second out here some way, or a 2-for-1 ball.
Slow breaking ball, pounded off of his foot. And I think it's a foul ball. Let me see. Do we have a sign? Did anybody make a signal?
No, I don't see any umpires. He's telling his manager that he hit it off his foot. And he's going to go ask the other umpires.
Well, nobody's made a signal for anything.
Nobody,
I didn't see anybody say out, safe,
no,
anything.
that's no. Yeah, I saw the third base umpire say out because Ramirez tagged him. So he should be out. Nobody saw the ball go off his foot. And nobody raised their hands as far as the umpires go. And I was looking at that. I don't know. Is that reviewable?
Jeff Kellogg's the crew chief. He's wearing number 8. He had the glasses on.
See, now Hinch is going to go out and talk to them when they're done. Should they say, no, it never hit him? Let's see. Now it'll look like it deflected off the front toe.
That's one of those things, though. It's so hard to tell. if
Well,
it
you
did
see how it went down and it just shot out. I don't know if it had spin. The umpires are coming back saying,
no, he's saying that's it, inning over. That's a double play and the inning's over. Wow.
oh, he didn't run. I gotcha.
So how do you like them apples? Cleve's Baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Well, what an end to the bottom of the sixth inning. The Astros threatening with 2 on and only 1 out. Carlos Correa at the plate. And he hits a ball that he thinks he hits off of his foot, so he doesn't run. And Jose Ramirez alertly steps on third.
There's one.
He throws it across. And so once Santana steps on the base, it's a double play. There's the signal. I never saw him make that signal initially.
I saw the third base umpire do it.
And then A.J. Hinch came out to argue, but there's nothing. He has no challenges left because we go back to that first inning when he challenged a play and lost.
Is that a reviewable?
So, I don't believe it is.
I think it's in front of the umpires. I know a hit by pitch could be, but I don't think a foul tip off of the foot could be.
No, I looked and I don't see anything on there where that would be on the list. Even if it was, they wouldn't have been able to challenge.
But yeah, it's only the sixth inning. He couldn't ask for a review, or just ask the home plate umpire because it's got to be later than that. Well, big break for the Indians. If it did go off his toe.
Yeah, the request for a crew chief review now begins in the 8th inning.
Right.
But again, even in that instance, I don't think there was anything they could have. They make the call, and
well, they all met, and they says, "I didn't see anything."
And even again, as we looked at the replay, 2-1 pitch, Cargo into center field. It's going to stay up for Tony Kemp. I mean, if they go back, even if they go back and review that, I think
it was hard to tell.
Unless you've got a toenail cam, I don't know.
No, that's coming next year, I think. That's part of baseball.
Toenail cam. Jason Kipnis 0 for 2.
Okay, above home plate. It's close.
No, I'm saying no way.
But he's hobbling.
That's true, though.
He's hobbling. It looks like it hurts, and he's just figuring that they'll call that. And then he looked over at his manager. Now, this is the tough one. I thought maybe it might have, because that had some awfully good spin to it. Yeah, he's saying, yeah, but you got to run.
And I would imagine that most of those calls are made on sound by the umpire. When they're that, the ones that you'll hear something that would indicate it clipped off the foot.
Let me send along our birthday wishes tonight. Betsy Menzel is turning 90 from Berea. Patricia Keefe is 88 from Beechwood. Dolores Mamani is 83 from Cleveland. And Marcia Bartko is turning 80 in Highland Heights. Happy birthday to you all.
1-2 pitch. Upstairs. Garrett Cole. Gets his 9th strikeout of the night. That's 8 in a row that he has retired. Well, here's the big story.
It is a big story.
At least in Toronto, it's a big story, that's for certain. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will make his Major League debut tomorrow against the Oakland Athletics.
I mean, this is a kid that should have been in the big leagues at the start of the year. Of course, They don't want to start the clock on him or whatever, but Toronto's saying it's about time. I mean, this kid is supposed to be something special. You look at when Ken Griffey Jr. was coming up, getting called to the big leagues, or Bryce Harper. This guy's in the same, same picture there.
He doesn't have the same body type as his father, but there are certain movements
Total
he had.
opposite.
But he, like when I saw that one follow through, I'm like, wow, that looks like
yes,
Vlad. Looks like the old man. The 1-1.
I saw a great picture of those two when his dad was playing with Montreal, and he had a picture of his little son there, and he was real little. But he had a big head, and I mean, he was heavy. You could tell back then with that body type, unlike Daddy. Vladimir had the long arms and legs, and boy, could he hit. You talk about getting the barrel of the bat to the baseball.
That was one of the cool things, one of the many cool things about being in Cooperstown last year for Jim Thome's Hall of Fame induction. A lot of Montreal Expo fans were there for Vlad.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the old great red, white, and blue cap with the Expo logo on it, and I saw a lot of them that weekend. 2-2. Down low, Jake Bauers, his home run, the difference in this game right now. It came leading off the 5th inning.
He hit a fastball out over the plate, just put a nice short swing on it, got it just over that line into the Crawford boxes, came back on, but that's the difference in the ball game.
Back out of play.
Yeah, got a good swing on that one. Check it out, fastball away. And boy, he just stayed right on it. And you can see it doesn't take much. The exit velo was only about 95 miles an hour. It was not that it was hit. There's many balls hit harder than that every night, but right trajectory. Good at bat.
Ball 4, it's just outside. And the 2-out walk keeps the inning alive. It's the first walk since the first inning when Garrett Cole walked 2 in a row. And snaps a string of 8 in a row, retired by the right-hander who grew up in Southern California, but he grew up in Southern California as a Yankees fan. Even so, he listened to a lot of the Dodgers games on the radio. And the first time he got to pitch in Dodger Stadium, Vin Scully told the story about Garrett Cole going to a World Series game and holding up a sign that said, "Yankee fan now and forever."
Is that right?
But he didn't get a chance to meet Vin when he pitched the first time at Dodger Stadium, but he did a couple of years later. And he said it was just so surreal. He said, I'd grown up listening to this guy my whole life, and then to be talking to him in person and to hear that voice, he said, I didn't even know what to say.
Yeah, one of the nicest guys in the world.
Yeah, we were fortunate to have a chance to spend some time with Vin Scully.
It's so true. I mean, yeah, because we just happened to go there for a couple of years when we were playing the Dodgers out west. Yeah, we were very fortunate. Once in Cleveland, too.
Ooh, call the strike. Just barely caught the outside corner. Just now getting some action in the Houston bullpen as Garrett Cole reaches nears the 100 pitch mark. But more importantly, tonight's one of those games where you could say, yeah, he hasn't had a lot of stressful innings, but in a game like this, one pitch could be the difference. So he's been invested in a lot of these pitches.
Well, this is what the Indians were asking for. Hey, you got to come in here and shut down this offense in this ballpark. If you can keep them under 4, I would think you got to score 4. But right now, only 7 hits in the ball game. The Indians with 3, Houston with 4. 2-1 ball game. That's what you want to play for right there. Keep it down and do every little thing you can. And the Indians happen to hit 2 out of the ballpark.
And it's the kind of matchup that we expected. I know Andre and I and you, we talked about it with Bauer and Cole on the mound. With their history, their relationship, rocky as it may have been, I think there's a mutual respect. Maybe grudgingly, but there's a mutual respect.
Yeah, there is. When it comes to the competition, they're trying to outdo each other. It's beautiful.
And Roberto patiently gets the count back to even 2-2. Just over 60% strikes for Cole tonight.
The way he started out in the first inning, that's mighty fine after having 9 strikeouts. Much better than his last start. As we told you, it was the worst start he made as a Houston Astro. Now from 0-2 to 3-2.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if he's trying to pinpoint a pitch on the outside corner, but he looks like he's just yanking it across his body a little bit. And he hasn't been able to hit that outside edge. And so with 2 down, Jake Bauers will get a head start. Bauers runs well if Roberto could find a gap here. Popped up foul, out of play. Perez 0 for 2 tonight, but he's hit in 6 of his last 11 games coming in. A couple of doubles, a couple of home runs. Struck him out with another high fastball. That one hit 99 miles an hour. It gives Garrett Cole 10 strikeouts on the night. Stretch time in Houston, 2-1 Cleveland.
Enjoy a cold one while came out at Progressive Field with our $15 district ticket presented by Miller Lite. You'll get a standing room only ticket to the park with your first drink, and it is on us. Tickets are going fast, so go to Indians.com.
Trevor Bauer. He's pitched a gem so far here tonight. He'll take it into the 7th inning. He's allowed 1 run on 4 hits. Yuli Gurriel 0 for 2 will be the batter. Down low, ball 1. Two and 1 the count for Gurriel. And there's that really slow hook.
Yeah, good one. Screws him into the batter's box. Watch, he slows it down and really gets some great movement on that pitch. The tilt, very big.
And he comes back with a high fastball, and Gurriel was not going to take a chance on letting the umpire decide his fate, so he chased after it, pops it out of play, and gets,
when you get a pitch like that, that's all you have to do is foul it off, just so you can live. You're not going to do much with it, even if you put it in play, except pop it up. Good pitch off the dish.
Tough one to take.
Well, they're even now. You can see it's probably a ball width off the plate. It looks so good, but I know Bauer wanted it. I'll guarantee you that.
Right at Jason Kipnis. And Gurriel is out number 1. Down to Andre.
Matt, at the top of the 7th, you guys talked a little bit about the mutual respect between these two teams. I know with social media and everything else out there, it's easy to think that Trevor Bauer is hated by the Astros. Now, I'm not saying that they're best friends, but before the game, A.J. Hinch said he's one of the best competitors in all of baseball. If you can't get up to go against a guy like this, then you shouldn't be playing in a game like this. And he says, how can I not respect him? he adds a plus pitch every single offseason.
Well, this is the right guy in the right spot, isn't it, Andre?
Absolutely. When he came in today, Arch, you would have thought he was a little kid getting good ice cream for the first time. He was so excited for this matchup.
But you know what, Andre, to your point about, A.J. Hinch saying every year the guy adds a plus pitch. Tito said to me today, what's been impressive is that he worked on the changeup, and he said he's got a really good changeup now. But he said he hasn't done it at the expense of his other pitches.
Right.
And he said for him, that's what's most impressive about Trevor Bauer.
Well, even Hinch said that to a certain extent. He says anyone that can continue working on baseball after he's already, quote-unquote, made it, he says, I respect. He goes, I don't have to like everything else he does, but I respect how hard he works at his craft.
Well, here he is in the 7th facing Josh Reddick, who has hit the ball right on the barrel twice tonight, and he's 0 for 2. 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, Reddick's swinging it about as well as I've ever seen him. And he worked hard in the offseason, man, and to trust himself and free up those hands a little bit, and it's worked well. And, he's hitting 7th, so he's going to hit with runners on base a lot this year. And this is the part of the lineup you have to go at. You don't want to pitch the top part, so you got to be aggressive with him.
Well, Reddick came in with a 7-game hitting streak. And in his 7-game hitting streak, a lot of times you'll see it, guys have 7, 8, maybe 9 hits, 10 hits. He's 15 hits in a 7-game hitting streak.
Yeah, 0 for 2 tonight, and he's hit the ball right on the nose both times.
And Bauer walks him. So 1 on, 1 out, and Robinson Chirinos coming up. And we'll pause for a word from Classic Auto Group.
It's like an auto show every day at the Classic Auto Campus. Get started at driveclassic.com.
Now, Trevor Bauer on the year, if you're looking at pitch count, he's been well over 100 every time out. Last time, 120 pitches. Before that, 112, 115, 117.
Well, trying to get through the bottom part of this lineup.
And a foul back by Robinson Chirinos, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. There's a slow breaking ball and a good one. It's 0-2. Astros have action in their bullpen. The Indians' bullpen is quiet for the moment. Just missed up high. And it's 1-2.
Don't know if they try a chance with Reddick trying to steal a base here, because you figure it's going to be a breaking ball.
He's not running, and it's fouled away. Gary Pettis, coach down at third for Houston.
If you were trying to pick a pitch, that would be the time you want to run on Bauer, would be on the breaking ball.
That was former Tiger Don Kelly, who's now coaching at first for Houston. Swung on and missed.
He got it.
Struck him out. I didn't know if Roberto held on or not.
He sure did.
And now Chirinos is saying the ball hit the ground. And the home plate umpire, Mark Ripperger, says, you're out.
I didn't see it.
Take a walk.
No, the umpire didn't see it. He's done. It didn't hit the ground. He caught it. He shows it. Watch. He caught it. No, that's clean. That's for Bauer, his third strikeout. That was clean catch. That was good play.
It's the way he turned that glove over, and the glove kicked the dirt out, not on the ball.
Right, the ball came in and hit the webbing that hit the dirt, but he had it in the glove.
So 2 out, and Tony Kemp the batter. Right at Santana, almost knocked him over. He hangs on, and the side is retired. 7 complete. 2-1 Cleveland. Thank you, Al. Greg Allen will lead off here in the 8th inning. Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen made for Will Harris.
And he has been scoreless in all 8 of his outings so far this season.
Walked 1, struck out 6. And a swing and a miss from Allen.
But this is how you want to try to face the Astros, where you don't have to see Ryan Presley or their closer Roberto Osuna. A couple of curveballs, swings and misses.
Down low. Two balls and 2 strikes. Indians with a 2-1 lead, a couple of home runs, one from Leonis Martin, the other from Jake Bauers.
And other than that, a leadoff single by Santana. That's all the hits, 3 of them. So far, it's enough.
Greg Allen shoots one left field over near the line. Michael Brantley. 1 down. Our Miller Lite hold true moment. 3rd inning, Leonis Martin with 2 out. Bang. This did clear the wall and right.
Yeah, tried to sneak a fastball inside on him.
And in the 5th, Jake Bauers leading off the inning.
And that was a good swing. And that's it. But that's been enough, because Trevor Bauer's done a heck of a job.
And Francisco Lindor waits back and shoots one the other way. He has his first hit tonight, a 1-out single for the Tribe here in the 8th inning.
Pretty swing on a breaking ball. Frankie let it get back to him in the strike zone and takes it the other way when they had the shift on. Watch, beautiful, just let it get to you. And then short swing, base hit.
He's got that big ankle brace on his left ankle. Remember, it was the right calf that initially sidelined him in spring training. Leonis Martin pulls it foul. And hey, Frankie was up front with us when he came back and said, look, you're going to get 100% of what I have. There might be some nights where it might only be 80%, but you're going to get 100% of that 80.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is when you play this game. You know, you're an everyday player. Some nights you're not all fired up and playing at the best of your capabilities. And he knows how important it is now, because he's missed enough time, and he'll get himself.
Oh man, Archie, he can barely run down second base.
I see that. He's hobbling. It's a wild pitch by Harris.
Just watch him run now.
Yeah, he took off, and It looks like he's running with a boot on or a cast.
Maybe that's just him knowing, hey, I can kind of slow play it going in here.
Look at it. It doesn't look like he has a whole lot of movement out there with that thing on.
Martinez swing and a miss.
Not a part of it. If you've ever had, I know you've had injured ankles, is when he has to stop, it hurts more than. So I don't think that's why he goes to full speed, because when he has to stop, I think that's when it hurts him most.
Yeah, you're kind of jamming into it.
Yeah.
Good block by Chirinos, and it's 2-2. Smacks it up the middle. Lindor will get to third, but now there are 2 down. And he looked fine running.
Yeah, he did.
Full sprint to third.
And you notice instead of trying to slow down, he slid.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. Go down on the ground.
So let's see what happens here. This is interesting. Jose Ramirez, 0 for 2. Lined out to first base. He had a bullet in the third inning. Grounded out his last time up. He walked back in the first, but he's swinging the bat well.
Well, he'll probably see a lot of breaking balls because Harris has thrown a ton of them so far.
Down low. One of Ramirez would take a page from Frankie's book and say, throw that breaking ball, just shoot it to left field and take the RBI here.
Well, with two outs, that's would be a real good idea.
Right back up the middle, but there is Correa. Long throw on the money. So Lindor stranded at third. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Indians trying to hold on to a 1-run lead. On Houston, Day NASCAR returns to the legendary Talladega Superspeedway for the wildest race of the year. Busch, Hamlin, Logano all battling for the top of the standings and try to avoid the big wreck. The Geico 500, Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox. Top of the order for Houston here in the bottom of the 8th. Trevor Bauer, his 100th pitch of the night as a curveball up and in. Bullpen busy for Cleveland. Adam Simber from the right side and Oliver Perez from the left side. Springer tonight has accounted for the Astros' only run, a homer back in the third. Ooh, 96, and he blew it by him outside corner. Good location there.
Well, his last 2 at-bats, he's been trying to tie the game up with every swing. Trevor able to come back and get him. And he took a healthy cut right there.
Slows it down and just misses up high.
He's thrown a few of those today where it's up in the strike zone, but they must be saying that it's coming down after the little too high, ending up in the zone.
High fastball, and it's 2-2. Out of play to the right. Jose Altuve waiting on deck. Alex Bregman due up third. We're in the bottom of the 8th with the Indians leading at 2-1. And a ground ball weakly hit to Jason Kipnis. 1 down. It's going to bring up Jose Altuve. Drew a walk his last time up. Just outside, ball 1.
You know, for Bauer tonight, he's in that 8th inning. He's only struck out 3, but he has 11 ground ball outs. That includes the 2 double play balls, if you recall. So, and now he's into the 8th inning. He's had 105 pitches.
Bullseye with a fastball.
That's why his last start where he went 6 1/3 and ended up with 120 pitches. A lot of foul balls and a lot of deep counts.
One is outside, just off the plate. Bauer goes with a fastball and
Nice.
paints the outside corner. I mean, right on.
Yeah,
the
this
edge.
is about as patient as I've seen Altuve. You know, normally he's up there in the swing mode.
Yeah.
If he gets 3 pitches in an at-bat, and sometimes it's surprising unless he just can't reach him. But that was just a flat-out good pitch by Bauer.
Takes that one in a full count. Anxious to see what he goes with here. I'm guessing
Well, it's
going
been
back to that
slider,
fastball.
slider, fastball, curveball. So we'll see if that has anything to do with it. If he comes back and tries, if he can make that pitch that he did to get the second strike, I'd throw that one again.
Oh, man. That hit 98 miles an hour, and Altuve takes it just off the plate for ball 4, and he's walked him for the second time tonight.
You know, but it wasn't a bad pitch. Let's check the sequence here by Bauer. He's going to start him out. Breaking ball. Missed with it, and he comes back. Heater. Good one away. Come back. Breaking ball. Missed with it. Comes back with a dynamite fastball right there. Curveball. And then this fastball is going to be a little up to Altuve. Not that it was a bad pitch, but just a little bit away.
1 on, 1 out for Alex Bregman. 0 for 2 on the night. And a slow breaking ball in there for strike 1. Foul back. Oh, and 2 the count.
This very well could be Bauer's last hitter here. Well, he's got to empty the tank. Right away, pay attention to him. Let him know that you're still thinking about him over there.
There goes the runner. Up and in. Thrown out by Perez. Got him. Wow. What a throw right by Roberto. And Jason Kipnis slapped the tag on him. 2 away.
And how much does that replay come back to haunt him again? Even though Perez made a tremendous throw, it was up and into Bregman, and Altuve looks back, and a nice play here by Kipnis to pick it, and
man.
he got him. Plenty of time. He had the bare hand, and they were pumped. There you go. Well done.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 8th inning. They tried to throw that one through the backstop.
I could hear him grunting all the way up here.
Yeah. He's reaching back for everything he's got left. I mean, you got to love it. He's at 98 miles an hour
he's
on his
throwing harder
117th pitch of the night.
He's throwing the ball as hard now as he has all night long.
Bregman serves it to right field. Back is Cargo. Makes the catch. Inning over. What a gutty performance tonight by Trevor Bauer. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Ninth inning, 2-1 Cleveland. And on for Houston will be Roberto Osuna. There's Osuna. And he's been almost untouchable so far this year, an 0.96 ERA in 10 outings.
Yeah, 9 1/3 innings, just 2 hits allowed.
How in the world did they score a run against him?
I don't know. Huh? Yeah, that's it. He's held opposition without a base runner in 9 of his 10 games. He has 7 saves, but of course he's coming in just to keep this a 1-run ball game.
Carlos Santana, 1 for 2, is going to try to beat the shift with a bunt.
Santana with his base hit tonight. He took it the other way. Good breaking ball there.
Bounced it in front of the plate. There's a big chopper. And Altuve gets the nice hop on the way. Recapping our storylines brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. It's all about Trevor Bauer tonight. How about this, Arch, man? Mike Proctor says that Bauer has now made 4 starts this year in which he's thrown at least 115 pitches.
Yeah.
There's only 2 other guys in baseball that have done that this year, that have made a start with 115 pitches. Michael Wacha's done it once. Of St. Louis, Brad Keller, KC's done it once. Bauer's done it 4 times himself.
Well, the guy's an animal. He never starts getting loose until about the 100-pitch mark. And how about what was it, 98 on his 117th pitch last inning?
Yeah, 98 miles an hour.
Yeah,
right.
he's an animal. His conditioning is second to none.
Corey Kluber may be the Klubot, but Trevor Bauer, to borrow a phrase from your era, he's La Machine.
Nice. Well, all the scoring in this ball game, solo home runs. And that's been the theme of the year so far for the Indians when it comes to home runs. Out of their 19, 17 have been solos. But so far, so good. They need 3 more outs if they want to protect this 2-1 lead.
Well, that's almost an instant replay.
Sure is.
Santana's ground ball out. 2 away. And that'll bring up Jason Kipnis. Osuna with a fastball, a breaking ball in there for a strike.
Got that little hesitation when he lifts that front leg, just, you know, and he just pauses just a split second and then comes at you.
Something you see, I mentioned this in a game earlier this year. That's
how the Japanese pitchers have done that, yes.
But see, that time he didn't do it. So it's just every once in a while he just throws your timing off. It's interesting to see guys do that, like Oliver Perez for the Indians. When you talk about repeating your delivery and all the mechanics involved, and these guys that'll just throw caution to the winds and change it up every once in a while.
There's a changeup going down and away, it looks like. And boy, what an effective pitch. Well, it used to be when guys go with full windup. Guys now, some starters go from the half windup, that there's no deception in their, deliveries anymore. They're like machines.
Two. Out of play. Yeah, it's almost like you want the low maintenance windup.
That's how it's easier to repeat that delivery. Once when the guys start using arms and legs, it's easy to get out of whack.
How in the world did Bob Feller pitch his way to the Hall of Fame with all that?
Well, how about Gaylord Perry, Juan Marichal? How did that? Think about guys of the old days with their deliveries.
Lenny Barker, that high leg kick of his.
Now it's the less movement, the better, because they can repeat their delivery probably more consistent. But there's no deceptions to the hitters. Few of them, yes, and some of them hide the ball. They may short arm it, or it's different.
Two down, bases empty. 9th inning, Indians up a run. 2-2 pitch to Kipnis. Broken bat liner, inning over. And it all comes down to the bottom of the 9th. Brad Hand with the Indians up. Our Pat O'Brien playing Roberto Perez.
Did a beautiful job recovering there on that ball in the dirt. Brantley thought he'd take off, and he was pumped about that. This is a really big play here. You get Altuve trying to steal. A nice pick by Kipnis and brings the tag back. But Perez, that pop time, got rid of it in a hurry. You don't think these guys are fired up for this ball game? They want it, boys.
Yeah, and in a 2-1 game, if you're going to win it 2-1, you've got to make every play defensively. And to this point, they have.
Yeah, when you come into this ballpark and hold this team to 1 run, you've got to win the ball game.
Michael Brantley, Carlos Correa, Yuli Gurriel for the Astros in the 9th. Brad Hand facing Brantley, who has gone 2 for 3 with 2 singles. And a fastball, strike one. Way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1. They really slowed it down and just nailed the outside corner at the knees.
That was right at the knees. You're right.
Off the end of the bat, Frankie's got to hurry. He's there and makes the catch. 1 down.
Yeah, they made a good pitch where Michael couldn't stay back on it, and got the end of the bat on it. Let's look at that sequence. Starts him off, good fastball away for strike one. Then he's going to miss with a breaking ball and didn't have a chance. Comes right back with a good breaking ball down at the knees, and then he's going to extend that pitch a little off the plate, made him reach for it off the end of the bat, and Lindor able to track that one down.
Now Carlos Correa, he singled in the 2nd inning, walked in the 4th, and then in what, in my opinion, is the play of the game, made what has to be categorized as a mental mistake in the 6th. Even if he thought the ball hit off his foot, he failed to run, and the Indians turned an inning-ending double play.
Yeah, that was a really weird double play. No doubt. I mean, when you watch it, it was tough to tell if it hit his foot or not, but he acts like it does. He's hobbling. You know, if it hit his foot, then, you know, I can see why you're not going to run, but nobody else on the field looked like it. Didn't see the umpires.
Yeah, it was a weird kind of what's going on moment. One-two pitch down and in, almost got him. $24,948 on a beautiful night here at Minute Maid Park. Watching the opener of this 4-game series between the Indians and Astros, and it's been a dandy. 2-2 on the way. Swung out and missed. Hayes struck him out, 2 away.
Elevated the heater. He went down and then tried to back foot the slider. The pitch before elevates the heater, gets the swing and miss. So a good pitch by hand. Check it out. There it is, top of the zone. Tough to catch up to, 94 miles per hour, but a good second pitch down to their last out.
And Yuli Gurriel, the batter, 0 for 3 tonight. Ooh, just wrapped around the outside edge. That pitch found the outside corner to even it up. Right-handed batter Tyler White has moved to the on-deck circle to hit for Reddick should the inning continue. Trevor Bauer,
he's not moved.
Yeah, he pitched his heart out tonight.
He sure did.
Good pitch, fastball right there.
He's made some good pitches. Breaking ball down and away. Now a heater up. He's locked in. Well, this first game of a 4-game series. I hope they're all as entertaining as this one.
I mean, it's been great pitching. This is not a matter of, well, the offenses have been overmatched. It's just been great pitching, both sides. And we've said it before. Sometimes 9 to 8 games don't last long enough, and sometimes 2 to 1 games last too long.
Yeah.
This has been a really well played, well pitched, good defense. Two down, bottom of the ninth. 2-2 pitch. Out of play to the right.
Gurriel was trying to stay and shoot something that way with 2 strikes.
Astros came in averaging better than 6 runs a game over their last 17, batting .300 as a team during that stretch. Two. Line drive caught by Kipnis. Game over. Indians win it. They take the series opener by a final of 2-1. What a hard-fought win for the Indians here tonight. In a tough place to play. The Astros had only lost once in 9 home games before tonight. But Trevor Bauer will get the win to go to 3-1. The save will go to Brad Hand. It's his 7th of the year. The Indians will go to 14-10 on the season. The Astros are now 15-10. Losing pitcher Garrett Cole falls to 1-4 on the season.
Boy, you could not have started this trip out any better, and especially the first game of this series. Trevor Bauer was remarkable tonight. The Indians, I mean, both teams had 4 hits. Well-pitched ball game on both sides. Trevor Bauer just really showed me what he was made of. Hand came in, he was electric, and you get the 2 solo home runs. And boy, that was nice to see.
Well, Trevor Bauer is now 8-0 lifetime against the Houston Astros. They got to be wondering, man, what does this guy have on us? But he's in some pretty elite company right there.
Well, he certainly earned it tonight, that's for sure. And in this building, he's 4-0.
Well, that's going to wrap up our coverage from Minute Maid Park, where the Indians win it by a final score of 2-1. We're back with you tomorrow night for Game 2 of this 4-game series. It's time now for Indians Live post-game with Al and Jensen. Boy, guys, Trevor Bauer was incredible, really competitive here tonight, pitch to pitch. And the defense came up with some outstanding plays behind him. What do you guys think?